Well, my dad was a goalie. Played junior and university hockey. So I mean that was a start. Obviously, you want to be like dad. And then the more I got to know the position, the more I realized how I was attracted to positions like that. I've always liked the defensive side of games. I like the action. There's nonstop action, so it was especially when I grew up. We didn't have strong teams, so I just wanted to try and be the biggest part of trying to win as I could. And when we weren't so good, goaltending was that one thing. I mean, I guess you start from the start. Obviously, my dad was my only goalie coach until I was 16, I think. But I've always been a visual learner. If I see something, I can usually do it. That's kind of how I learn, and I just watched highlights and games over and over and over again until my mom screamed at me to stop watching. I've always been a Patrick Waugh fan right from the start. Since I can remember watching hockey. I just learned a lot from those guys. That was my form of teaching, and then my dad obviously helped me in practice. And then it got to a point where he thought that he wasn't as aware of the new style of goaltending or anything anymore. I always wanted just him to be my coach, but he made sure that I branched out and found someone else, and we found a guy named John Stevenson out of Edmonton. I went to him the first time, and it grew the relationship from there. From then, I think I've just been extremely fortunate to have had a lot of great coaches in this organization. You don't usually get the chance to work with so many. So a lot of people say it's a burden. I just think of it the complete opposite way. I've met so many coaches that have helped me in so many different ways that I wouldn't have had it any other way. It was hand-me-down. The Lashburn Minor Hockey Association, where I started playing, it was team gear. You had one size fits all, basically, and if you were a lefty goalie, good luck. We had two sets, I remember, for some reason, a big one and a small one, and there was one, obviously the smaller one fit us all, but picture time, there's two of us that wanted to be goalies, and since my dad was the coach, he made me take the big gear, so you can barely even see my head in the picture. That's how. I think it was like an adult chest pad, and I was maybe 8 years old. In some instances it's the same, some it's different. I think that happens with any sport as you get older, but I always like the solitude of it. I like being alone. It feels like it's like almost like my comfort zone to be out there. You don't have to worry about anything else. You just zone out and just have fun. My idea of fun isn't exactly smiling, laughing all the time. It's trying to see how far I can push my limits, of focus, of working, all that. That's what I enjoy. And as a goalie, you can test yourself, I think, more than any other position in sports that way. And definitely, as it's times where it's hard. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of frustration, but in experiencing that, you experience higher highs. I think when you start out, you just have to. The main thing is that you're having fun with it. The worst thing I see now is when the young goalies, I think you try and get to the highest level of competition all the time. I think that's almost the wrong thing to do. I think you just want to be in a chance to play a lot, wherever you can play. I think that's a lot of kids get discouraged if they get cut from the AAA or the AA team. Honestly, I don't think it matters what level you play at as long as you're playing. The thing I was fortunate of with growing up in a small town, you played whatever you could play as long as you had enough teammates. You would play. And looking back at that now, I get kind of upset when I see an 8-year-old kid sitting on the bench as a goalie, whereas just because he wants to be on that AA team or AAA team, I think if you're starting out, make sure if you love the position, you're going to love it playing at any level. Just play. You can get better no matter where you are. I showed up for camp, really excited for my first NHL camp, and I see number 70 in the stall, and I was sure that they had big plans for me when I saw that number. So I kept it. I ended up getting called up a couple years after, played a few games, and when I saw the first Holtby jersey in the stands, I felt too bad to switch it, so just stayed with it.